Today I'm going to tell you about new cybersecurity regulation in the context of international experience. Despite the active growth of the IT industry and the information space, business is still not fully aware of the importance of cybersecurity. The advantage of most cybercriminals today is not the availability of technical resources or unique skills, but the elementary lawfulness of legislation and the lack of unified rules applied to cyberattacks. The catalyst for the changes in the cybersecurity sphere has been Viruspedia, which has forced a serious thought and rethink of data security approaches, not only by leading technological companies, but in general to bring this issue to the state level. Adopted on October 5th, 2017, the law of Ukraine about the basics of cybersecurity of Ukraine ensuring can be considered as the first regulatory instrument affecting the industry at the national level. However, in fact, the law sets out just general provisions and declares the main aspects of this field rather than being a legal instrument for practical application. Thus, the law specifies the critical infrastructure objects that are subjected to cyber defense, identifies the subjects of cybersecurity protection and their powers, and it introduces some terms into the legal environment with a cyber prefix. For example, according to Part 5 of Article 1 of this law, cybersecurity is defined as the protection of vital interests of the individual and the citizen, society, and the state using cyberspace, which ensures the sustainable development of the information society and appropriate measures to prevent potential threats to the security of Ukraine in the cyber environment. Among other things, the law provides for public-private interaction in the field of cybersecurity, as it's written in Article 10 of this law. However, this provision is also quite formal, unfortunately. In general, despite the fact that the law is aimed at protecting the interests of both the state and every citizen, its main points still relate to the formulation of a general state policy on cybersecurity. Certainly, the United States experience can be a good example of a systematic approach to developing the issue of cyber defense. Developed security standards, NIST cybersecurity framework, which allow detection, response, and even prevention of cyber incidents, are now in use by many private organizations around the world. In February 2016, a cybersecurity national plan was adopted. At the same time, some states can boast of significant progress in the regulation of cyberspace. For example, in California, there is a notice of Security Breach Act, according to which any company that encounters security breaches in the process of keeping personal information of Californian citizens must disclose details of such an incident. The Act provides sanctions for companies for breaches and failures in data securing, giving them the freedom to choose ways to ensure the security of their systems. Talking about the European Union, it also has a positive track record of cybercrime regulation. The main document that needs to be addressed and implemented into Ukrainian national law is the Network and Information Security Directive, NIS Directive. Also, the document outlines the European Union's overall approach and rules about cybersecurity. It aims at intensifying cybersecurity cooperation between European Union countries. Because cybercriminals are usually interested in confidential data, the general regulatory and personal data protection, which you can also know as GDPR, can also be attributed to the legal standard of cybersecurity. After all, in compliance with the requirements of the regulation, the level of protection of personal information in the digital environment increases significantly. So, to sum up, in any case, the beginning of regulation of information security in Ukraine has finally started, which is definitely a positive step. Moreover, several years ago, the United States government decided to double the amount of assistance to Ukraine to strengthen cybersecurity, which also indicates a positive development of the digital security industry. It remains to be small to work out ways to implement the adopted standards in practice, and the foreign experience mentioned above may be very useful for you. So, be responsible with your confidential data and wish you good luck in a new year.